tell you that Mr. Goodall took some of my minutes already, so I'm gonna respect your time. And I know that one of the duties of a graduation speaker is to tell them what you're going to tell them, and sit down. But I must warn you, there is a preacher in me somewhere. And typically, I speak for however long I drove. And I drove from Atlanta to get here. 39 years ago, young people, I sat where you sit now. I was eager to get out on my own, to show this big world what I had to offer. And so it is in that spirit that I address you today. And I want to use for a theme 3 questions. Where do you come from? Where are you going? And are you ready? Are you ready? We will surrender certificates today, diplomas that you earned. We will hug you, we will pat you on your back, we will pray for you, and we will send you on your way. But I want you to know that the world that you face is much different than the world I faced. There are some unique challenges for those of you who are going off to colleges and universities. You're going to be faced with high costs. You're going to be faced with trying to figure out whether the cost of your diploma will put you in the right situation. Not only to earn a job, but to provide for your family. You're going to be faced with competency-based education. You're going to find that the young people that you are competing with are no longer 18 to 24, but 25 to 56. You're going to find a leadership crisis where the average college president is somewhere in the neighborhood of 61 years old. And then you're going to have to understand that this economy, the federal dollars are shrinking. Local support is drying up. And here you come, telling us, and the university that you go to, here I am. That's going to be a challenge. The second challenge will be for those of you going into the military. We're in an aggressive state now. Russia, Iran, Middle East terrorism, the Afghan, Pakistani terrorism, and China all fit into that aggressive mode against the United States. And then that one category called hostile, North Korea. So for those of you going into the military, we salute you. But you also need to understand that we are dependent on you, not only to protect this country, but to have a sense of integrity. Because most of the world does not see America as we see America. Most of the world does not love America as we love America. And there's potentially a chief on the horizon who will see you in the battle against the law. And we have to deal with that. For those of you going into the military. For those of you going into the workforce, the North Carolina unemployment rate is 5.4. 5.4. out and just won't going to put in another application. So those of you who are going into the workforce, you need to understand that the entrepreneurial spirit must prevail. You're probably going to have to make a job for yourself and create one for somebody else. We'll send you into a world that's faced with social injustices everywhere you look. And although African Americans seemingly have been the target, this political climate that we're in right now lets us know that nobody is safe. Women are targets. Hispanics are targets. That's the world in which we send you to. And in this political climate, where it seems as though people are defending the far left and the far right, young folk, it's incumbent upon you to register to vote and then vote. You can no longer adjourn parties like it's your birthright, but we are dependent on you to choose and choose wisely because we are depending on you. So many people have paid a steep price for the right to vote. And it doesn't so much matter that you only got two choices. The fact is, you have a choice. Lastly, I want to leave you with just 5 statements. I've asked you, where do you come from? Some of you are coming from extended families. Some of you are coming from single-parent households. Some of you are coming from places where you have to raise yourselves. Where did you come from? Some of us come from windows that won't shut and doors that won't close. Where did you come from? And where are you going? You are armed. You have sacrificed. And you will get your diploma today, but that's only a portion of what you need to make it in this world. This is not the end. You have to fight. You have to compete. You have to struggle because nobody's going to give you anything. Do you know that if you look at a baby chick coming out of the egg, if the mother bird helps that chick to come out of that egg, that the beak won't develop as strong and that baby chick will be weak and stumbling. But if you gotta fight yourself out of your own egg, that chick is better. That chick will be stronger. And that chick, well, chances are, will make it to adulthood. Nobody gave you anything. You know how to fight. You know how to struggle. What you learn here in Kinston, take with you because you're going to need it. Are you ready? 5 things very quickly. Number 1, people are going to judge you before they know you. But that's all right. Whoever thought a tall, snotty-nosed kid poor from the project was sitting before a king? Whoever thought a kid from Mitchell Wooten Court would stand in the White House? Whoever thought a kid from the projects that nobody would want and declared that I wasn't worth a nickel? Who would have ever thought that this kid would have traveled the world, stayed in the motherland of Africa, and be blessed enough to return back home? Who would ever know? Judge you before they know you. Number 2, bigger is not necessarily better. There are a lot of folks you're going to meet from New York and LA, and they're going to tell you that they're better I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a little fish wobbling and struggling to eat anything. You got our best. You got barbecue in you. You got a piece of well water in you. You got a come on, baby, let's go to school in you.
Yeah.
You got to comb your hair, boy, take out the trash, and make up your bed in you. Are you ready? Number 3. Number 1, people will judge you before they know you. Number 2, bigger is not necessarily better. Number 3, your birthplace is not your destiny. We expect you to be smarter. We expect you to be faster. We expect you to be stronger. That's what young people are supposed to do. You're supposed to be better than your parents.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm trying to set a bar so high that my kids will overtake anything that I've ever done. And I want to tell you, young people, some people scrub floors on knees and sacrifice for you. So you got to go to class.
Yes.
You got to do your work. You got to sleep in your own bed. You got to come back in the door on time. You got to take orders properly. You got to report to work on time. There's no different types of lateness. You either on time or you are not. The work is either done or it's not. And by the way, before I sit down, I want to tell you, young folk, that we're looking for exceptional people. All the stupid categories are filled. We're not taking any more applications. We are counting on you to be exceptional. Number 4, the sooner you realize your purpose, the greater your impact.
Yes.
Don't wander around
Yes.
all these years wondering what you should do and what you should
Yes.
be. You may switch your major 1, 2, 3 times. That's all right. Just stay in the struggle because God has a plan for you.
Yes.
But you got to figure it out.
Yes.
And number 5, God will use your handicaps for his glory.
Yes.
I grew up without a father, but God gave me a mentor.
All right.
I didn't play on one traveling team. I never went to one sports camp. I never had somebody taking me here and doing this and doing that. But somehow God used my handicaps
Yes.
for his glory.
Yes.
Don't worry about what you have and what you don't have. There are a whole lot of folk looking to be blessed by God.
Yes.
You take the blessings, but give me favor. Because if I have favor, I can catch up.